you can get sometimes a lot more motivation when you work with people in person. When you're video calling or video chatting, when you're doing meetings and stuff like that, you can definitely pass morale and pass motivation. But when you're, I don't know, just something, there's a different vibe when you're in the flesh and you're working together and you're going to a common goal. You get a bit more fired up, I feel like, and it's hard to keep that fire digitally, I think. So it's really nice to come here and chat with you guys and, just kind of reignite that flame.
Shut that kid up.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Barcast. Believe it or not, we are actually in a bar, but it is not yet finished.
Who done it?
We are again here in Raleigh, and this is pretty awesome. We get to experience the build of a bar, and it'll be pretty cool when we come back here and see the finished product.
Yeah, we're changing it up a little bit. So we're having a little fun with the format. I don't know if I should say this on air, but we may potentially put this on We Trade HQ too. But
yeah,
we have a cool episode ahead where we get the band together, the We Trade HQ band together. But before we do it, we got another guest, because this isn't your partner.
This is not Jake.
So what we want to do is we want to talk a little bit about why we're in a bar under construction, and then go from there. So this is going to be called Killjoy. It's not open yet. It's going to be open when, in April?
That is correct.
All right, so it's going to be open in April. So this dashing gentleman right here is Zach Thomas. So Zach Thomas is a managing partner here at Killjoy. We thought it'd be really cool to do the Barcast at a bar before it opened, and then we're going to come back when we launch season 2, and we're going to kick it off when the product's done. So hopefully we'll do some cool effects, but we'll see it before, and then we'll see it after. So this is going to be badass.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the finished. When's it supposed to be finished?
April 9th.
April 9th. Okay, so then, yeah, I can't wait to see.
Yeah.
We're not that far off from April 9th, so it's crunch time.
Yeah, next week they're going to start swinging hammers in here and get the brass bar top installed and start putting some wood on our patio out front. So should be any day now.
So we may have you do this again, but tell us about what Killjoy is going to be.
So Killjoy is going to be a space completely dedicated to creating the most hospitable environment for the guests. And we do that by combining two of our favorite concepts, the club and the cocktail bar. So Josh comes from a world that's very volume forward. He worked in the clubs up and down Fayetteville Street for a while, so he got kind of an idea of how to serve guests in a very fast way while keeping the energy light and happy and bright. And I come from a world of cocktail dungeons where we're just focused on the product and trying to look cool and trying to deliver a very unique and, I guess, esoteric experience for guests. So recently we were working the event at Haymaker, the Miracle Pop-Up, where we were able to provide these high-end cocktails for folks and also provide a very fast-paced environment, or I guess fast-paced style of service. And that birthed the idea of how do we create a bar that's just that, where we put 90% of our time into prep and 10% in delivery.
So it'll be craft cocktails?
It will be, 100%.
Where does the name Killjoy come from?
So my father is a bartender as well. He bartended up and down Hillsborough Street here in Raleigh while I was growing up. So his idea of bartending is a little antiquated, but at the core, he's taught me that what we do is we're just supposed to make people happier than when they walked into the door. And I've held on to that identity and that definition for my entire career. The only way in which we differ is our definition of cocktails. He doesn't like to get any sort of complex with his drink building. So when I told him I was trying to open a cocktail bar, his immediate reaction was, cocktail bar? Well, damn, I hope you enjoy being a full-time Killjoy, because that fucking sucks. And it was...
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was a very real reaction.
So in that moment, you were like, it's called Killjoy, or did you think of that after?
I thought of it afterwards because it started a conversation in myself, and as well as with Josh and my other partners. Like that energy and that conversation happens in bars every single night, especially craft cocktail bars. And the name Killjoy kind of stuck because it's just kind of a tongue-in-cheek kind of play on that.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. I think this is a cool little. This is the advantage we have. Just having access to the industry.
Yeah.
Not many podcasts can come into a bar before it's open. So
Yeah, I'm super
excited
pumped.
for you because you
Yeah.
got a different experience. 'Cause
Right.
You've never experienced anything like this.
Exactly.
And you'll get some good B-roll. Even like the sign outside is the old side, the old spot. So kind of getting, all the differences. So it's exciting. So are there going to be strippers?
No, that's not part of our program.
Oh, I thought you
just
said
yet.
strip club.
Yeah.
Oh, club,
Yeah,
club.
We
my
did
bad.
say clubs. Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, there might be stripping, but
Well, listen, we're going to get you back here
yeah.
when it's open, and we're going to see this thing. It's going to be beautiful. I'm
Thank you.
pumped.
I'm
we're
excited
sitting in the. Are you going to have these stools?
These are the stools.
Yeah, these stools are awesome.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
good.
We ran across the street for this one.
So then the last thing I want you to do is, so in our episode, we always do a shot. So you brought liquor for us.
Yeah.
Talk to us about what you brought for our episode.
So even though I am sober, this is Four Roses Bourbon. Four Roses is from Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. I have it tattooed on the back of my arm because when I was a drinking man, it was the bourbon that broke the spirits wall for me. So whenever you taste liquor for the first time, everybody has the same experience because they're consuming pretty much straight up ethanol, just with different spices on it. Like this one, the spice on it is going to be an oak barrel, which imparts a lot of vanilla flavors, a lot of cherry notes. But when I tasted Four Roses small batch for the first time, I was tasting stuff that was more than ethanol. It was like chocolate, fudge, I was tasting cherries, leather, all sorts of things. So for me, it opened my eyes to the world of actually seeing booze as more than just a means to drink.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. I know you're excited for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
The last thing before we get you out of here, Brad's really big on, he always wants to kind of dig and find information about the people we talk to.
Yeah, sure.
And so we were told, so you have to tell me if it's true or false, that your nickname is Zachary the Snackery Daiquiri. Is that true?
Indeed, yeah. Snackaraya is one of them.
Snackaraya, I like that.
Yeah. My other nickname is not Jake.
That's pretty funny considering our guest that we're having on tonight.
Oh, nice.
Just a Jake.
Oh, nice. Thanks.
Was your full name Zachariah?
Yeah, Zachariah, Andrew, David,
Oh,
Thomas.
so it's not
Don't
Zachary.
write it
Damn,
down.
joke isn't
Yeah.
as funny now. Damn it, the Snackaraya. We'll have to remember that. When we
Yes.
film 'em. All right, brother. Well, best of luck. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for letting us use the space too.
Of course.
Appreciate it.
Let's
Thanks
get
for
this
stopping
episode rolling.
Hell yeah. So here we go, guys. The moment you have all been waiting for. We have Jake Amaral here with us.
Woo!
The boys are back in town. Come on,
Turn the
Jake.
heat up. Jake, get up in here. All right.
Get in here. Hello.
So what's up, man? It's so good to finally see. Like we haven't been in the same room together
Since May of 2019.
almost
Yeah.
a year.
Did
10
it
months.
sound along like is it 2019?
19?
No,
Yeah.
it's
No,
only-
no.
yeah.
It's been 10 months. It's been a long ass
10
time.
That's a long ass time when you work with people day to day.
And so the first thing that I
Yeah.
actually want to like talk about is the challenge I think that we have. Everybody thinks it's just easy to do business, from wherever you're at these days. And it is, but it also poses a lot of challenges. And so Jake, I actually kind of wanted to talk to you about this and how it makes you feel because yeah,
He's going hard.
yeah, right. Because like Christian and I get to, hang out whenever we want,
Yeah.
essentially. But it's a little bit more difficult with you. So I just kind of wanted to kind of get your perspective on that.
Yeah, I think you can get sometimes a lot more motivation when you work with people in person. When you're video calling or video chatting, when you're doing meetings and stuff like that, you can definitely pass morale and pass motivation. But when you're just something, there's a different vibe when you're in the flesh and you're working together and you're going to a common goal. You get a bit more fired up, I feel like, and it's hard to keep that fire digitally, I think. So it's really nice to come here and chat with you guys and just kind of reignite that flame per se instead of just always digital.
Yeah, and so just for you guys who are watching, like Jake is my business partner.
Oh, that's who this is?
Yeah,
Oh.
I know.
Oh,
we jumped
wow.
right. I know we
Hello.
jumped right in. We jumped right
Hey, guys.
into it. Look, I was so fired up. I'm fired up. I'm fired up.
To get right into it.
So, just so people who are watching that don't know, Jake is my business partner over at We Treat HQ.
Hello.
And what's up?
We're good.
Okay.
I turned off my mic. Didn't
Oh.
realize.
So anyway, Jake's my business partner over at We Trade HQ, where we educate people on how to day trade and invest in the stock market.
Yep.
And we've always said that I'm more of the person that brings everybody to the castle, and you're the one
Yeah.
who's built it. So Jake's the coder. He's the brains behind
Yep.
building the platform. And what a lot of you might not know is that Jake lives in Toronto and I live in Baltimore, and we brought Christian on to be, our
Part of the
business,
gang.
Yeah, part of the gang, our business partner from a strategic standpoint, because when Jake and I started this business, we kind of knew what we wanted but didn't have the structure, and then we brought Christian on to kind of provide that for us.
Yep.
Damn. And now we're here. It's been a
That's
good
us.
partnership.
It really has. I mean, we've been, we've had like riffs here and there, but I mean, I think from what most businesses go through, especially from a partnership standpoint, I think that like we've just been awesome together. I mean, the chemistry we've had, and like,
Yeah.
there's no drama, none of that happens.
Yeah. I think we also put each other out of our comfort zones a lot, especially Christian. Christian sometimes really is like, that's your goal, and I feel like that's how you grow and get way better, and just, really putting out ideas, like get out of your comfort zone, stop thinking the way you always think, and have a different perspective.
Well, from a strategic perspective, I appreciate you saying that, because that's true. I think ultimate growth comes through discomfort. But the other thing that I've impressed, and you guys have heard this all the time, but I think my job as strategist is alignment, right? Like when you're thinking about that alignment, and we talk about it all the time, and to be candid, like there have been times where there have been misalignment, or simply not alignment between us, but like we've changed where we're going a couple times now.
Many times, yeah.
But the cool thing is that because we have such a good relationship, we have been able to navigate that. And so my hope is for this conversation is that we dissect those things to give value to people, because I also, it's going to be easy for us to have this bromance fest where we're like, oh yeah, and you're great at this and that.
No, yeah, I mean, I think it's actually a really good point that you bring up, because I kind of wanted to get into that myself, because and you can speak on this, Jake, because I don't want to put words in your mouth, but we've talked about this internally of just like sometimes you having a hesitation of just speaking up or speaking your mind, and sometimes just kind of going with the flow, even though that's not necessarily what you wanted or how you felt. And so I kind of wanted you to kind of talk a little bit about how you've been able to learn from that and grow from that.
Yeah, I think I do hesitate once in a while on if I don't agree with something.
It's the Canadian in you.
It's a Canadian, yeah. Sorry, guys.
You're just too nice.
No, but my issue was like I would hesitate, but then I'd do something, and you guys would be like, "Oh, why'd you do this and not tell us?" kind of thing. So I think that was my issue, and that I think boils down to communication. It's hard. It's not hard to communicate digitally, because me and Brad do video calls, and Christian as well, weekly.
Every day.
Every day, yeah. And like we talk for me and you at least half an hour of the day, and then when we do our meetings with Christian, it's about an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours, and I think I don't take advantage of those full hours that we talk, because on the rest of the day I'm doing my own thing, and there's a lot going on the rest of the day, right? So I think over time, especially in our last conversation that we had last week, I definitely stepped up a bit and really communicated on what I thought when we were talking about last week, and really stood my ground, and I think I'm getting better at that. I think I just got to really work on my communication skills, because I think I have the technicals down for sure, and just communicating better with my business partners. I think from a customer perspective, I'm good with that, but between you guys, that can be worked on.
Where do you think you've grown most as an entrepreneur?
I think working on effective things that will generate results for the business, instead of trying to be a perfectionist on things that don't matter in the end, right? Doing things that really give us results now, and that steer us in the right direction in terms of vision. I think we've worked on that. Just really taking my time and saying, all right, what could be best? What can I do best with this amount of time that I have? Because I know in the future, as we hire more people, you can get passionate people that can work on those things that don't really produce results right now as a startup, but as you become a bigger entity, they do matter, because everything needs to be in tip-top shape, right, when thousands of people are using your product.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Revenue generating activities.
Yes.
Is that a acronym, or did you just make that up?
RGA. Well,
RGA.
maybe I made up the acronym.
You made it
no,
up.
like focusing on revenue generating activities.
Yeah.
I think that goes back to like when we were trying to create the site to make it look pretty and have all these bells and whistles, and it really wasn't directly bringing us any kind of revenue.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of where we struggled at in the beginning.
It's easy to get caught up in the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my biggest weakness for
Remember
sure.
we talked about like we were going to create a belt system or a like
Badges.
yeah,
Yeah.
and like.
I still want to do that one day, but it's just right now is not the time.
Yeah,
Right now
yeah.
it's just not.
But it was very much like, what are the little fun features, and it did shift to, all right, what are the things that if we have an hour, it's got to be something that's going to have an ROI, and that's really important for business to understand, because not that it's not fun, but it's easy to lean into the stuff that isn't going to generate you revenue. So I agree with that.
100%.
What's what do you need to work on as an entrepreneur? Like, what do you try to focus on thinking forward? Like, whether it's a skill or whatever. Like, what's your focus for yourself?
I really want to focus on one day I would like to manage people and really focus on building that skill. And obviously I won't be able to build that skill until we have more employees, but that I think is a skill I want to work on. And obviously I'm going to lean on your shoulder because you've been doing that for a much longer time, and I guess Brad as well a little bit. So I think that's what I'm looking forward to. Like, I'm really excited the day that I can manage people and really focus on building the company's vision and less on the small things, less on the gear changes and stuff like that. So that's what I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, that's really cool. I don't know too much about you before We Trade HQ and before you partnered with Brad. At what point? Well, let me ask you this question, because I always think it's interesting to ask. I asked this to Mike Cam. At what point, or do you consider yourself an entrepreneur?
I think so, yeah. I mean, I started a business, so.
Okay. We had a guest on who had businesses, but it wasn't until his third that he was like, I do consider myself an entrepreneur. So at what point did you know you wanted to get into entrepreneurship? Because is this your first business?
Technically, no. No, it
Okay.
isn't. No. I think back in college, because I started a tutoring service, and when people were giving me money directly instead of some big corporation, I was like, oh, this is really cool. Like, I think my first $1 that I made, I was like, okay, I want to be an entrepreneur. This is awesome. I did work a 9-to-5 job for a bit, but I think once I got paid and so I was able to make my first $1, that's when I really knew.
Well, you also built your own video game, right?
Yeah, I did that too. I built
I forgot about that.
I built a little puzzle game on the for mobile, for your phone, right? iOS and Android, and I made like, I don't know, $20 off of it, and so that was really cool to do as well. And that that was eye opening for me when I released it, and I got that high of releasing it in the App Store, and it was shit. Like, got like 80 downloads over a year, barely any money, and then I was like, damn, like I learned a lot. This was cool, but man, I didn't make any money off of this. Sucks, So yeah, big slap in the face for me on that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Where's you, like, how'd you even get started into like the tech side?
Funny story. So I was a big gamer when I was a kid, playing lots of video
You
games.
don't look like a
and
gamer.
No, not anymore.
That was sarcasm.
Sick Christian.
You look exactly like a
You
gamer.
do-
would look,
you
I
do.
I
think.
got my glasses
You look
on.
like you have the stereotypical coder gamer
Yeah.
vibe going on.
Okay. With my We Trade shirt, that means sick.
Hasn't seen sun in,
Right.
in 12 years.
That's also because you're Canadian.
Okay, I get pretty dark in the summer though, so
Do
watch
ya?
me. Yeah, wait till August. I'll show you. Yeah, I was
What people don't realize is you're wearing a long sleeve shirt. I'm sorry.
perfectly.
Well, I don't
beige.
think I don't think the stereotypical gamers are pretty ripped though either, because Jake's pretty ripped too.
Yeah, I got some
You're
muscles.
sneaky ripped.
I got
Yeah.
some muscles.
Yeah.
I like being lean.
Snaps.
I like being lean. Yep. Anyways, the question: how did I get into tech? Yeah, I was a big gamer as a kid, and I applied when I was going to apply for colleges. My mom was telling me, become a paramedic. Paramedics get paid really well, so I applied for a paramedic, and then we could choose 3 options, right? And the last option was computer programming, and I passed the paramedic.
As a paramedic?
No, you could choose a college and 3 different programs.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
And my last one that I chose was computer programming because I was gaming a lot and stuff like that. So, anyways, passed the paramedic test, and I was thinking about it like at night one day, and I was like, you know what? I probably don't want to be a paramedic. There's a lot of shit that goes on, and I like video games, so I chose that, and my passion just ignited. I don't know, being able to build software. I was happy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What is? I'm sorry, I'm distracted. Are
You
any of
good?
you guys else getting high off this polyurethane?
It's
That's
pretty.
what that
This is
sounds
what
like.
happens when you
Pretty
film
strong.
and construction.
Is
This
that
is real.
is that paint? Is that what's in paint?
I think it's polyurethane.
Yeah,
Okay, it's
So
different.
or like
see,
paint
the
thinner.
sealant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Woo, that's.
We'll keep
I
it
feel
short.
Like I'm getting contact.
Keep it short.
No, we're riding through.
We're good.
All
We're
right.
good.
We need somebody to stand outside just in case we pass. out.
Right.
Melissa?
That's awesome. What has been your most enjoyable part of the business journey? Hanging
Definitely.
out with us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hanging out with you guys, grabbing beers. The second thing, just our customers, like when someone sees results and
Yeah.
they email me or Brad or they send us a Discord message and they're like, wow, I made $100, or I've learned so much about trading. Thank you guys for what you do. That gives me so much joy and purpose in life and helps me sleep at night.
Yeah, actually, and I had somebody ask me that before, actually, a couple days ago, and they were like, why don't you just, keep investing and just do that? Like, you could definitely just live
Mhm.
off of that. Why do you even choose to do something like this? And I'm like, because it doesn't give me purpose. Like, if I'm just building my own portfolio and I don't know what to do with my day, like, then that's when I myself, like, it's almost kind of, I'm doing this for selfish reasons almost. I'm doing it so that, I can fulfill my own purpose, but I also want to leave some sort of legacy as well and be able to impact other people's lives. And, what we do and what we charge people for, it's not like we're destroying anybody's budget. We're not like taking a bunch of their money. It's just they're seeing value, and so then they're paying for that value, and then we get something out of it too. And so ultimately, I think that's what does it for me, is just being able to have a purpose, to be able to keep going with it.
And that's the best way to make money is to be able to provide value and get purpose from it, instead of just like turn your money into more money.
Right.
Like, you get purpose out of helping other people, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's how, I guess, in a small way, money can kind of build happiness, because you're able to provide value to
Yep.
people, right?
Yep.
So instead of, if you just day traded on your own and you got a big account, sure, you have all this money, but like, who are you going to share it
It's
with?
very
Like,
lonely.
It is.
Very lonely doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Well, as you guys are talking, I'm thinking about our relationship, and I'm sort of like mini reflecting in this moment. And I want to point out, last year when we did the Collision Conference in May, which was the first time we came together as business partners in Toronto, do you remember like how impactful that was from an organizational team building perspective? Because I know a lot of business owners out there don't feel like they have a budget for team building. And at the time, it wasn't cheap to fly us all out to Toronto to pay for the conference, all that stuff. But the impact that weekend had on our company was huge, because I felt like that was, at that point, like, all right, we're connected. And it wasn't because of the conference. It was because of everything that happened outside of the conference when we were hanging out.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that there's definitely, and we need to work on that. We don't need to, we shouldn't be going, 10 months without, hanging out.
Yes.
And,
Agreed.
it's, I think you get lost in it, because before you know it, 6 months have gone by, and it's like, well, we talk to each other all the time. But I think just making a conscious effort to being able to hang out, because like, as you were saying that, I kind of felt the same way. Like, it just feels good to just kind of be in the same room together.
It's beautiful.
Great. Like, just that energy. It's so specific.
Well, and
when
we
you're
had a
with them around.
relationship, Brad, you and me had a relationship, but our relationship was forged in Toronto.
Yeah,
and to
we
see your
needed that.
personality.
We
right?
needed that. And even like, yeah, it was, the conference was great. That was cool. We learned a lot, but like, it was outside the conference, the bonding, and like even us like working out at the gym together was awesome. And being able to chat about different ideas, it really takes, you just got to invest the time and do those activities with your team members to really, I think at the end, it just builds trust, and trust builds confidence, and that confidence leads the company to success.
I would argue that that's more valuable than any education you could teach somebody. I just actually did a retreat, a leadership retreat with Dice, my other client, and it was great. Like I facilitated 4 sessions. That was all great, but it was all the other stuff. And I was thinking, like, everybody was so charged and energized, and they loved my sessions. But like when I thought about it more, I'm like, you did love the sessions. It's great, but like all the other stuff made the session seem better. You know, I went on a run with the guy I work with hand in hand. We played games a night, and so if you sort of out there, the message we have is, you know, if you're doing those type of sessions, like, also make sure you have the fun, like not just the education, like more's coming out of the fun and the one-on-one time.
Yeah.
Group time too.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, for the conference alone, that was all the fun time outside. We really good team bonding, and I think it steered our company in the right direction.
Okay, so what's been your biggest win?
My biggest win, I think understanding AI trading and creating trading systems to trade for you. I think that's going to propel our company into beyond Earth. Like we're going to do so well financially, and I think we're going to be able to help thousands of people. I think that's the future, and really understanding that, and you know, start implementing that into our company.
Nice.
I think specifically, yeah.
So the last question I want to ask you is what we ask all our entrepreneurs. If you had to go back and give yourself one piece of advice, what would it be? Young Jake. Young gamer Jake.
Young Jake, yeah. I would say...
Don't sit so close to the monitor.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
That's what caused me to get glasses. I do regret that. I would say just being super effective on your time management skills and working on things that really propel your business to, you know, at the end of the day, you want to be profitable from day one, especially if you aren't raising money and bootstrapping like us. Like that should be your number one focus. So I would say if I went back, 3-4 years, really focus on events that are going to, or activities that are going to produce results for your business financially, right, and achieve your vision.
RGAs, revenue generating activities. I think I did make that up.
Yeah, I love it. Use it.
You copyright it.
Trademark that, yeah.
That's right.
Got it. So I'll toast to that.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's get this 4 roses.
I've never had four roses before.
So this is small batch bourbon.
All right.
Brad,
Let's
are we
do
going to
it.
be okay on time on the battery?
Should be. I don't know. Did that just start blinking?
Did you see me make that face?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
Let's
I
do it.
like the name 4 Roses.
Here,
I do
Brad, I'll
too.
give you one.
Yep. Thank you, sir.
I remember when we were walking, like my fondest recollection, randomly enough, from the conference was our walks back.
Yeah.
And
There was
when
a lot
we
of
would
good
talk-
conversation.
We talked
Yeah.
the whole way.
Where we talked about bootstrapping, because at that time we talked about, like, investor was a conversation, and we talked about how we didn't want to do it,
Yeah.
and to be a debt-free business like that. We can be hella proud of that.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
eat that,
From day one.
all you
Eat that.
business owners that are getting funding. We're working. We're doing it.
Don't be,
Venture-
don't be a sellout.
Yeah. Venture capitalists hate us.
And if you don't love it,
Shove it.
shove it. All right. Toast time. You want to tell everybody what the toast competition is
So the
about?
toast competition, ladies and gents, is when Christian comes up with a toast, I come with a toast, and Jake comes up with a toast. We
Yeah.
don't know what toast we're going to be giving. It's all first-time reaction.
Let's go.
I'm going to give mine before I forget it, because I will forget it.
Is yours
But-
original?
No.
Is it something? Is my name in it?
It's actually related to the Daytona 500, which just happened a couple weeks ago.
So it's not original.
No.
Okay. It doesn't surprise
But
me.
But it is.
All right. Let's hear it.
Okay. So in honor of the Daytona 500,
Okay.
gentlemen,
When is the Daytona 500?
it just happened.
Oh.
Gentlemen, start your livers.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh.
Ooh, that ain't no shot.
Damn.
That's damn good.
Ooh.
That's really good. Strong, though. On the nose.
Ooh, it's
Very
dancing
good.
all the way down.
Oh, yeah.
Jake, would you like to give your toast, my friend?
Yes, I will get my toast.
Grab
So,
a glass. Grab a glass.
Jake's Canadian.
I am Canadian, yeah.
What the? That's so random.
I am Canadian. I have a original toast, and it's not like funny like your guys. So
That's all right.
I feel.
Let's hear it.
How do you know mine's not funny? Or how do you know mine's funny?
I've watched every No, I haven't watched every Barcast episode, but I've watched at least half of them, and they're always funny.
Thank you.
So, yeah, I just wanted to say, honestly, I'm just very excited for the future, and I think 2020 is going to be all of our years.
Hell yeah.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers to that.
All right.
Just tiny sip that time. How you doing, Christian?
God, here we go.
Stretch out the elbows here.
Woo! So my toast is original.
Yes.
Well, yours was original. I appreciate that.
It was, yeah.
But our friend Brad here doesn't.
Why is it original if you have your phone out?
Because I wrote it.
Okay.
I didn't say it was freestyle. I didn't say it was improv. Like I had to sit down and think. I wanted to be intentional. So the title of my toast is to our friends up north. So, like I said, Jake is Canadian. And this is inspired by all our favorite songs, which is what?
Stronger beer.
Stronger Beer, yeah.
So if you haven't seen Stronger Beer, YouTube it.
Yeah.
Fantastic song.
Yes.
It's about Canadians versus Americans, but they're our friends. So
Yes.
it's all
Yeah,
just
together.
All right. So my toast is this. You say A, we say y'all. Yeah, we both got pro football. You got bigger balls and a smaller field.
And one less down.
With Army down here, have no fear. But the one thing I know for sure, my dear, is you got stronger beer.
Let's go. Canada. Love it. Thank
I'll
you,
drink to
Christian.
that.
I'll drink to that.
All right.
Let's go, Canada. I love Americans, too. America.
Because you're Canadian. All right.
We filmed our other episode. I had another toast, a bonus toast, and I forgot to say it.
Oh,
Damn it.
damn.
It's all good.
It was good. It ended with
Anyways.
Daddy's little girl.
That's going to be, oh my God. That's gonna
Sorry.
that's gonna do it for us, guys.
Damn you, Four Roses.
Thanks so much for tuning in. Please make sure you like and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up button. And Jake, appreciate you coming down, man.
Thanks,
it's gonna be
guys.
awesome. We need to do this more often. 100%.
Yeah, every 6 months.
Yeah.
And always
Every month.
remember, if you don't drink Jack,
You're an ass.
you're an ass.
Yeah.
What he said.